Welcome to the Running with James podcast. We are committed to helping runners, OCR athletes, and the everyday person get involved, get connected, and get committed to becoming the best versions of themselves. Remember, when you change your mind, you change your life. Now here's your host, James Wyatt.
And welcome back to another edition of Running with James. Guys, I'm excited to be here. I'm on the edge. But I'm excited to be here. It's the week after HYROX. It was a great weekend. We got a full house today. We got a full house. We got a crew. We've got freaking the burp champion of the world.
I am so nervous to be
Coach
in here
Lauren
with you
in the
right
house. She is here. Oh my God.
Beauty and grace embodied right here.
Yeah, something like that.
Eating sandwiches off the table.
Sandwiches
Freaking
off the
trash panda. That's what she is.
I
She's a
am.
straight up trash panda. She's just like,
I love me a little raccoon.
freaking, the only thing she's missing is the black and white mask. Lord have mercy. We also have Coach Carlos in the house.
Hello, hello.
Woo.
And also special guest, Coach Gabby, his better half. We asked our coaches, the coaching staff of BC Fitness, to be here today because I wanted to kind of recap this weekend. So we're missing a few. They could not get away from their side gigs, known as work.
Their jobs.
They're real jobs. But let's be honest, they're just athletes that have a side gig to support their habit.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
That's
agree?
100% true.
100%.
Yep. So Coach, what are the coaches' names? Jamie,
Wow.
Lori,
Tommy.
Coach Tommy. We miss you guys. We wanted you to be here. You're not here, so we're going to talk about you. In a good way.
Absolutely.
Because they did
Only in a
awesome.
good way.
They all did
Nothing bad to
amazing
say.
this weekend.
Amazing.
Did amazing this weekend. So I think without further ado, we should just get into it. I know I'm on the edge, guys, and so I'm trying to keep it in because Coach Carlos knows. He knows my struggles.
Struggle is real.
It is real.
So don't worry. I'll watch your back. If I see you getting to that boiling point, I'll
Let me know.
take my
Yeah,
hat.
yeah.
I'll throw it like a flag.
Yeah.
On the ground.
Pro tip, guys: if you get an Airbnb, check and see if there's a meth lab nearby
Are we going to get that whole story for the people?
for the meth lab. We'll see. I don't know. I don't want to start it.
The whole story, so
Oh, you haven't heard the story?
No, I haven't heard the
Might as
story.
well lead with it. You can't just say meth lab
You just
and
can't say meth lab and
then
just
not.
not say anything.
Okay. All right, fine. So, it was a long weekend. We had the shakeout run on Friday night, which, by the way, was awesome.
Jam-packed.
Jam-packed. It was full. We had tons of people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We had people from Chicago, people from freaking
London.
the UK. We had people from freaking Oklahoma, New Jersey.
All the way in Oklahoma.
Yeah, all the way in Oklahoma. I mean, it's Texas, so that's a long way away. I mean, that's not much further than freaking Chicago. But all over the place. It was really cool. And had a great shakeout run, great time. Coach Lauren was late, but it's okay.
We all knew that was going to happen.
So Coach Carlos got
Nothing new.
he got promoted to marketing strategist.
I jumped in there.
He took
did
it.
great.
He took the lead.
Thank
It was
you.
awesome.
You did. Great videos.
And we were going to go to what was the event afterwards? The Manly event.
We were going to go to the Manly Shakeout.
Yeah, because they had
afterwards.
not the shakeout, but the event.
The event. They had an event following.
Right.
Yeah.
They had asked
We
us
missed
to
the
show
shakeout.
up. Right. And so, we rolled over there and it was over.
They finished already.
Can I throw one thing to add to that?
Sure.
Lauren's
No.
driving.
No.
Oh,
Lauren's
God.
driving.
Oh, yes,
that
please.
was mysterious stop signs, no stop
Yeah.
signs. It was
I almost died. one
under.
day.
I've
You
never.
weren't even there.
She said one day.
I'm talking about
She's
the day me
experienced.
and Luz got
She's
in your
experienced
car.
the enigma that is Lauren.
Yeah.
So I actually apologized to her and Luce.
Thank
I
you.
didn't really believe them how they came back looking pale white from the marathon driving around the highway. With
There's so
you.
many stories we could share. Right. I'm gonna try to sum it
Yep,
up like
sorry.
this. I'm gonna sum it up like this.
We're not talking about this. We're talking about your meth lab.
While the person is driving, if you ever hear them say, "But I'm a good driver," just know, get out of the car. You shouldn't have to tell people you're a good driver. The driving will speak for itself.
And it has.
And it did. It spoke
It did.
volumes. Right?
We got to the location
Barely.
in one piece.
True.
No tears.
I
were
don't
shed.
understand how that's the preface. Like that's the prerequisite for being a good driver. Like getting in one piece. That should be like the
No
bare
blood,
minimums.
No blood stains on the car.
Those
no
are none of
tears
those are
were shed.
Heidi.
I'd say for Houston drivers, I am above average.
Anytime.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
No.
Not even
Wow,
close.
delusion.
Oh, wow, no. Delusion.
What do they say? Delulu? Is that the?
Delulu.
Yeah, for sure.
Lulu.
For sure. Maybe if you were in India. I think for India.
Mexico.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Mexico, Puerto Rico.
She'll be okay
Any of
with
those
Mexico
places.
driving.
Yes, you're good to
Fit
go.
right in.
You're good.
You're above average.
Yes.
Above average.
You'll make it.
Oh my God. So y'all dropped me off, right?
Yeah.
And so we decided to stay downtown because Friday night early because we were going to head judge on Saturday. Then we're going to be there late. Then we're going to be early Sunday. So we're like, you know what? Let's not drive all the way home. We'll make it a nice little weekend, have some fun, not be so gassed, right?
Smart.
Got a condo right on Discovery Green. Baller, yo.
That was
Like
wow.
literally
Wow.
right by.
And
a
it was
venue.
called Luxury Downtown Condominium. That's the lead right there. You know it's fancy, right? We pull up, they got the freaking concierge valet, free valet.
You're like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right
I
now.
did okay.
We roll up to that 33rd floor.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I mean that's basically penthouse.
Penthouse.
Right? We get in. It was a nice place. Real nice, real nice. So, we do our thing. Y'all drop us off. We go up there. I get in my room. My wife and I were talking, and we're obviously trying to figure out what we're going to do for dinner. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we just relax tonight? We'll watch some TV. We'll watch Reacher.
Excellent show.
It was a good show, right? We wanted to catch it. And we'll go get some food for us. Is that cool? She's like, yeah, let's do that. So we hit that Federal Grill.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a good place.
Yeah,
It's really
food.
good. Got me it was like a risotto with like a braised short rib on it.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? I was excited about it, right?
Sounds really good.
So I not walked down, but I took the elevator down, 33 flights. Remember, baller status. We get to the bottom, and I get to the bottom, and we're at the bottom. There's a cop sitting on the street corner, and she's like, "Sir, are you waiting for a car to pick you up?" I was like, "No, I'm going to go pick. I'm going to a restaurant to get food." She's like, "Okay, well, you need to go ahead and make your way out." So I didn't think anything of it. I just was walking, right? I was on my phone trying to figure out where to go. Come rolling back to the old condo, and as I'm approaching the block, I see about 15 fire trucks and cops running all over the place. So I'm like, ruh-roh. So I walk up, and the cop won't let me go down the street. And I was like, well, I'm staying in this building. He's like, well, I'm sorry. There's an active investigation going on right now. I was like, in this building? Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Well, how long is it going to be before I get in the building? I can't tell you that information. I need you to leave. So I call my wife, obviously, and I'm like, hey, babe. She's like, what's going on? What's going on? She's freaking out. I'm like, well, they won't let me up, babe. Why not? Can I come down? And I was like, no, they're not going to let you down, babe. Well, I'm on the 33rd floor. I was like, baby, I'm sorry. So she's not a happy camper. So for the next 2.5 hours, I'm sitting out in the cold on the corner, not knowing what's going on. Freaking cars are coming out of the garage, and they're stopping the cars and pulling people out of the cars.
Oh, wow.
I saw one dude run around the corner with his M4, like a tactical dude, and he's running after the car and pulls the lady out of the car and, like, puts her hands behind her or whatever.
What?
They were detaining people.
Wow.
Okay? I don't know why, but I knew there was a problem. But I did not communicate that to my wife. So,
Probably a good idea.
2.5 hours later, I finally went over to the Marriott and was just sitting there watching all this. And I see people go in. So I crossed the street. And I was like, hey, can we go in now? He's like, what floor are you on? I was like, 33. He's like, yes, you can go in. I was like, sweet. I was like, so can you tell me what happened? Yeah, they found a meth lab on 29. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, they found a meth lab on the 29th floor. So I guess if I'd have been on the 29th floor, I wouldn't have been able to go up.
Oh, wow.
I'd been going to jail. So we go up, and my wife, I embrace her to calm her down. Right, my food is obviously not warm anymore.
Yeah.
Right, it's still good, whatever. But it's because I was starving. It's like 11 o'clock at night. So then, we lay down to go to sleep. And, there's huge windows, really nice, great views. But they have those little shades you can pull down, but it's not blinds, and it's also not like a curtain. It's just like it's almost like a veil of sorts. So, like, you can still see outside. You can still see all the lights. So it was like freaking daytime in this freaking house. And then the dude had like some kind of LED lights set up behind the TV, I guess for like ambiance. But they were like bright blue lights shining in my eye. So I couldn't sleep.
Oh, wow.
At all. I think I slept maybe 30 minutes.
Oof.
I'm just laying there, and I'm doing everything I can. I'm putting pillows on my face. The pillows were uncomfortable. I went and laid on the sofa. I was like, well, maybe I can lay on the sofa. I'll just make a fort. I made like a little pillow fort. I made a pillow fort on the couch, trying to like get in the darkness. But the couch was like all like jacked up. It was like the cushions had been beat to death.
Oh, wow.
It was so uncomfortable. I've slept on some couches before. So then I was like, you know what? We ain't staying here another night. This is ridiculous. So we got up early. And so I sent the guy a message saying, hey, we're not going to stay the second night. We don't feel safe. It's not comfortable. Da-da-da-da-da. We'd like a refund for the second night. Thank you. So we did all our things and all that other stuff. Dude's like, hey, no problem. You know, I'm sorry this happened. It was out of my control. Never happened before, but I'm so sorry for this. And then this fool declines my freaking request for paying my second night back. Give me my refund back. Like and he didn't even have he didn't have the gall to like send me a message and be like, hey, I'm sorry. This is why not. He just put declined. He told me to go through Airbnb. I went through Airbnb. He declined me. So now I got to go through Airbnb. And I talked to the Airbnb lady, and her name was Roxanne. She's in India, so we know her name ain't Roxanne. Okay? All of our Indian listeners, we appreciate you. Thank you. We do have a very large Indian contingent. But let me explain something to you. Okay? If you call me at 10:30 at night, okay, customer service, and you tell me your name is Roxanne, you're lying. Your name ain't Roxanne.
If you're listening, Roxanne, do better.
Yeah, come up with a different name.
Quit lying.
Okay, you and I both know your name ain't Roxanne. Okay, don't try to talk me down. I wasn't hyped, but they got me hyped. Woo! I got off that phone call. I was so upset. Oh my gosh.
He's still hot.
I'm hot right now.
He's
Just thinking
still
about
hot.
it. Oh my God! Because she kept cutting me off. She kept like, oh, I can't get into it again. I'm on edge.
Let's simmer down.
Simmer me
That's-
down,
that's-
bro.
that's-
Simmer me down.
we
I
got-
told them I'm getting resolution.
Yep.
I am not a vengeful person. Most of the time I just let most things go. But I'm gonna tell you right now,
Not this time.
I'm getting something. I don't care. I'm getting something. And if not, I will ride down to that condo downtown. I will go to that front desk. Somebody's paying me something. I don't care. I'm getting a free coffee. Oh my God, I'm so hot.
I've seen it. I've seen you grab a flag.
You better believe it.
You're
I'm
leaving with
getting something. I told you.
I
Getting
believe
something.
it.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. I digress. They told me maybe tell the story. But anyways, check for meth labs next time you get an Airbnb.
Ask your Airbnb host, has there ever been any concern with meth labs in the area?
Yes. Ask them.
Any.
If there is a box that says no meth labs, click it.
Click it. That's it. That should actually be one of the
That should be
amenities you check
amenities.
for.
Make sure
Yeah.
to click that.
That's a filter.
Meth, yes on the meth lab, yes or no?
Yeah,
check a box.
click no.
Yeah, I mean, because some people may want the meth lab.
True.
We
That's
don't.
Yeah, but I'm not about that life. Not about that life. So anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I'm hot. I'm gonna have to cut this out. Oh God,
It was good though.
it was a great weekend.
Yeah.
And
It's a
that's
great
all we
weekend.
have for
Great
today's
weekend.
podcast. Thanks for joining us. We hope you have a great
man.
week,
It
guys.
was a great race.
Oh man, yeah,
Lauren's terrified.
she is.
I am nervous. Like yesterday, you were kind of in your own zone. We didn't really like we worked in silence most of the day, and now
No, we always work in silence.
we do normally work in silence.
You don't need to be distracted.
We're close. We're very close in proximity with each other. Our desks are like maybe 12 feet away from each other, and we like barely talk.
Mainly it's because she's got her earphones in, and I'm like, "Hey, Lauren," and she just ignores me. So that's why we don't talk
You
most of
just
the time, is because she doesn't
snap
hear
at me
me.
and go,
That's why I start
"Door."
snapping,
You
and then she's
snap
like,
and say,
"Don't
"Door."
snap at me." It's like I've been talking to you. I've been asking for your name for the past 5 minutes, and you've ignored me.
You know what I want? I want a little buzzer so you can just buzz me.
I'm gonna get a bell.
From 12, don't you dare get a bell.
That would
Get a
be
little
perfect.
buzzer so you can buzz me from 12 feet away.
Yeah, okay. I think she doesn't talk to me because she lives in fear, because she's like, if she talks to me, I'm going to jump on her or something. I'm going to make her feel bad. I think that's what it is.
I feel a little fearful now.
You should right now.
Yeah, I'm a little
You
on
just
edge now.
You just unlocked a new anxiety for her right there.
I know.
Thinking
Right
about that. She never thought about it. Now she's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
my
I'm
gosh.
always thinking about it. It's
So,
all-
but the weekend was awesome.
other
It
than
was
the
a
meth
great
lab,
week.
weekend was
Great weekend. So I wanted everybody to come on today, so we could kind of talk about it a little bit, because there's so many like really cool little stories that happened over the weekend. I feel like some really good things that stood out. We had like 55 plus BC Fitness athletes compete.
How many volunteers?
I think we had like right at 40 volunteers.
Wow. We had a big representation.
That volunteered at a lot of the different stations, from the wall balls to the burpees to the lunges, sled pull. Anything else?
Almost everyone, I think almost everywhere except Farmer Carry. I
Yeah.
don't think we had anybody at
Yeah,
Farmer
no one
Carry.
did the Farmer Carry.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that was really cool. And then we had all the people raced between Saturday and Sunday, so it was really cool to get to see everybody race. I think Gabby was talking about how she's got so many pictures on her phone,
Yes.
right? So
many.
yeah, I mean, this is probably the most I've ever had, like
Yeah.
videos and pictures I've ever
lot of
taken.
videos.
So that was really good. I'm exhausted still. It's a week later almost, and I'm like, my quads were sore for like 3 days.
Still sore.
It's draining on your social battery. Like just the entire weekend of like that energy, it just totally zaps your social battery. Like,
So
and I'm
much
like,
going on.
all of Monday, I just wanted to be in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rode home in silence. The next morning, I just drove to the gym in silence all day. I like really didn't have a lot of music or anything in my ears. I'm like, I need to hear nothing.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's sensory overload, but it's like a good, I don't know.
It's fun when you're in it.
The atmosphere is good. Yeah. I mean, I know there's a point where I was so excited because like, I think it was Sunday because we'd gone all day Saturday, right? Judged and then cheered people on, all that good stuff. And then Sunday, it was a packed morning with tons of people racing.
So many
So
people.
we're like running all over the place, cheering people on, encouraging people, taking videos and pictures and stuff. And I think we had a break kind of in the middle of the day. And there was one of the athletes that was from up north that he came down and she wasn't on the list. So I guess she either didn't say she was racing or what time. And there were so many people, we didn't notice it, right? And she was, at that time we were going to get a break. That was her time to start. Remember that? It was Ashley.
I was in there.
I was going to ask
was
you about
Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah, Jess's sister. So like she was going down and we were about to take the picture, the team picture.
Oh, that's
and
right.
as she's walking down, she's like, I better hear you, James. I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, I don't get a break.
I was like, I need a break. But I went downstairs and I was cheering her on. I was taking pictures. She did so
You
good.
definitely
She
had to
did
go down there
amazing.
because she flew in and she was like, one of your new athletes.
Yeah.
So like you had to be there.
I mean, I didn't have to be.
Well, it'd have been. It's
But I
good for you,
wanted to
too.
be there
You had to
because
be
she
there.
trained so hard.
Yeah, she did.
And I wanted her to know that we were supporting her. Because I know what it's like to go and race and feel like you're all alone,
First solo too for her.
right? It was her first time to do it by
first time.
herself.
Yep.
So, I mean, she had a lot that she was looking forward to do, and she did really good. I mean, I thought she did awesome. She was like really consistent. She looked strong out there. So, but it really does help, I feel like, having that contingent behind you,
Oh, for
knowing
sure.
that you're at least not feeling like you're alone.
Right.
So, but I mean, it was an action-packed weekend. And then, like, I think it was toward the end of the night or whatever, like, we had all the doubles ladies going, and they all went at the same time. And it was, like, all spread out,
It
right?
was crazy.
And you know how they are. They're like, last time I missed Gabby's freaking wall balls, like, she hadn't let me hear the end of it.
Until today.
See?
Yeah, today.
See?
You were not there.
What were we
He wasn't
doing?
there for mine.
He wasn't
What
there
were we
for the
doing?
wall balls.
Yeah.
On which one?
What were we doing when she was doing wall balls?
Y'all were
Me?
racing.
Were
No,
we
they were
racing?
racing.
We had to do the relay,
They
dude.
were in the
Oh,
relay.
relay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were in the relay by then because
It was a
gonna-
blur. Like I
Yeah.
literally went from me racing in the morning,
Yeah.
and then seeing clients all day from the women's solo to the doubles to going right into the relay.
Yeah.
There was
There
literally
was
someone
no
going
warm up.
constantly.
It was just let's go run a sub 7 minute mile. Hope the legs don't blow up.
Hope you don't die.
Yes,
Hope
and-
your heart doesn't explode.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
Larry came zooming past me and Luz on that relay, and we weren't even totally aware they'd
was
started, and he just,
flying.
phew, and he said,
Yeah,
good
he was
job, ladies, like
flying.
Terminator style. I'm like, oh God, okay. And then he passed us again. I was like, all right, easy, Larry. I'm already feeling like I want to die a little bit.
Luz went past us on the lunges. Like,
We passed y'all.
I look and I turn out to see Luz running with the sandbag. I
She
like,
was
where did
booking
she
it.
come
She's
from?
like, she was getting out of there.
I'm excited to see Luce keep growing. She's going to be really good.
She's gonna be good.
She's going to be good. She's a fit chick.
She's gonna kill me.
So, so it was a great weekend. It was a great weekend. So I wanted to kind of like go over, like, what do you guys feel like over the week? What stood out to you, kind of like each one of you individually? What stood out to you the most? Like, what was something that, like, really, like, it's the first thing you think about? Carlos, what do you think?
Okay, for me, getting to see all my clients. I had 18 clients, 17 were brand new to the HYROX race.
That's awesome.
And it's anywhere from, Anira. She did the race solo, her first one, while observing Ramadan.
Yeah.
No water or food. So that
Oh, yeah.
was
That
pretty
was-
crazy there. She was, I laughed afterwards. She was like, I wish I had chapstick. My lips were so dry.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, just seeing that, seeing all the clients go out there, all the hard work they put in, and just kind of seeing them really conquer the HYROX.
Yeah.
That was really a great thing to see.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. It was, Flo, she beat an hour and a half. She
Yeah.
got sub hour 30.
That's good.
And, went from her thinking she was going to die at the race to, beating an hour and 30. That was awesome.
Yeah. And, like, being cute and, like, talking the whole time.
Jumping
Yeah,
around.
smiling
Yes,
like a
jumping
unicorn.
around.
Going a bunch of dancing.
yeah.
Hey, I talked with her and I told her I'd rather her do that the first 2 laps than go out hot.
Yeah.
So I'd take that. She was
Yeah.
like, I was having fun the first 2 laps. I was like, perfect. You didn't go out hot. That was
That's
the only
it.
thing I was worried about.
Yeah.
So excellent.
Yeah. That's good. I love it. What about you, Gabby? What stood out to you?
My partner, she went out there and she did her thing after, having to deal with a cold and, you know, allergies all week, just putting her best effort out there and not giving up.
Yeah.
Like, definitely, she really pushed hard, especially after those sleds. It's like, that's when it really got tough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, she did amazing. It was a great race. We did, I feel like we did really good because we put in all the training. So I think the training went good. We did everything we could. We just got to get better with the running. We get faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Lauren, what about you? What stood out to you the most?
I think I was overall, I have a couple specific things, but I guess the overall theme is how much I am constantly impressed by how our community and everyone involved in our community steps up when they're needed.
Mm-hmm.
One example obviously comes Tommy, who stepped in to being a doubles partner after racing men's solo on Saturday. And then, you know, hope I'm not taking away your story time. He stepped in to help Jess out when you were hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And they killed it. And he like brought the fire, and then he did that relay. So great for him. But other one is Coach Gabby and Jen. We were out there in the arena with them, as well as Coach Lori and her partner Courtney. And I didn't even see it until I was already like passing them. But Courtney got a really bad like seizing up cramp in her calf where she couldn't even like move. And these two ladies stopped their race to help her out. And you know, Coach Gabby's in there digging her elbow in, and Jen's like trying to be support. So I think just how our community is willing to put aside their own thing to help their teammates, their comfort, their whatever their race goals might be, because like they know that like the team is what matters. And I think that's something I'm always very impressed by.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing we talk about. You know, I think sometimes it's funny because we have like the gym rules, right? And it's always funny when we're in there, like you're in class, you'll hear people be like, rule number 4.
It's everyone's favorite rule.
Worry about yourself,
It's
right? It's everybody's favorite
rule.
rule. And a lot of people read it sometimes, and you know, the whole point isn't like we don't care about other people, right? There's a scripture that goes with it. It's like, first remove the plank from your own eye so that you can see clearly to remove the speck from your neighbor's eye. So it's really more like, make sure you're doing the right thing before you go correcting other people. Not, don't be concerned with other people, right?
Yeah.
But that is a cool thing that like people do, like have genuine concern for their teammates, and we are better together. I mean, the whole thing that I always talk about is the fun part's the training.
Yeah.
The race is the reward.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the test to see how we've improved and see how our training's gone, see how we need to adapt our training. But honestly, it's the journey that is the most important part. It's the most fun part, and that's where the relationships are built. And because you know, as long as the sun shines tomorrow, you know, as long as we get another day, there'll be another race.
Right.
You know, but you'll never get you may not get that person again, right? You may not have that moment or that opportunity to support that one person, and that could like be so impactful for them, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was, you know, those types of moments, like they really help people.
Yeah.
And they can help take them to that next level for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of blew my thunder up a little bit because like I wanted to know what stood out to you most, and then I was going to say, what was your favorite moment?
I'm sorry.
But it's okay. It's all right.
They went kind of
Listen to the
together.
instructions. It's okay.
You didn't give me like forward instructions. I just went with it. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's okay.
I can't read your brain.
It's okay. It's okay.
Clearly not.
No. So with that being said, what was your favorite moment, Carlos? Like of all the moments that happened, like what was one that really stood out to you?
Moments that stood out to me.
Like any one particular moment or any one thing that was like, okay, this is what I'm going to remember about this race, or like this was really cool or really impactful, whether it was
I'll tell you what, I was watching the mixed doubles race.
Okay.
And seeing Jess with those kettlebell carries.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
Went insane, and I kind of jokingly.
I'm unsure if that's a real time. It said 1:20, I think, is what it said. That's what I
For the
saw
farmer carries?
for her farmer carries.
She was
through it?
flying. I mean, I talked to Tommy afterwards jokingly. I said, "Shameful, Tommy. I didn't carry the whole thing." But no, she was moving.
She
That's
was.
what she said. She was told me, she's like, I carried the whole thing. I was like, the whole thing? She's like, I never put it
No,
down.
she did. I was at that
really
that
impressed.
edge right there. I saw her coming to me, and I saw her
She's like, I
flying
can't
past
stop.
me. And I was like, she's not putting it down. And she
Got it
just
going.
went all the way, and
Wow.
she did it. I was at a quick rate too.
And you know what's crazy is during our training, that was one of the things she was like, complained about the most. One of that one and the wall balls. Those were the two things she complained about. She's like, this is too heavy. I don't want to do this. Da-da-da. She's like, oh my God, I can't hold it anymore, James. I can't hold it anymore. And I was like, yes, you can. We're like 5 feet away. Keep going. And she crushed it.
Wow.
So that you should be saying thank you to Coach James, Jess.
I do agree. I do agree.
100%.
The 1 mile of farmer carriage you had to do every Sunday for the last month, you're welcome.
Paid off, girl.
What about you, Gabby? What was something like one particular thing that really stood out?
You know, seeing
Moment.
people out there. I saw this girl in the wheelchair,
Stephanie, I
and
think.
she was out there for the longest, and the fact that she never
6
gave
hours.
up.
6
I think
hours.
6 hours and
She
6.5
literally
hours.
for
Never
6
gave up,
hours.
and every time I would run by her, I would cheer her on.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was just.
She was awesome.
It was just awesome just to watch someone not give up, and she's going through that, and there's people out there just don't want to do anything. It's like, what's your excuse? Get up.
Yeah.
When she
She's
pulled in the
out
sled
there.
with
The sled. They
The
hooked the
sled.
sled up to the
Get to
back of
her.
To the back
her
of
wheelchair,
and she was
and she was
pulling it.
dragging that thing
Yep.
across the floor.
That's beast.
That girl
Awesome.
is
That's awesome.
You know, there was a moment where, you know, because they had the setup where they would stop one side and let you cross
Right,
over,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So there was a moment where we were in the center trying to get back into the venue, and they wouldn't let us go by because they had just shut it down. She was the last person coming through.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, she was not going super fast,
Yes.
right? So, like, I was up at the front, and people were like, oh, my God, why won't they just let us go? Why won't they just let us go? And then they looked down the freaking thing, and they saw her, and it was like guilt immediately came over their
Yeah.
face, and they start clapping their hands, and like, woo!
We're no longer in a rush.
Yeah,
no,
no.
girl, you take your time.
She
You take your
did
time.
amazing.
She did.
She stood out to me.
Yeah.
She was just.
I think her name was Stephanie. I think Danielle
I can't
said her name
remember,
was
but
Stephanie.
She was just.
I mean, they actually had
awesome.
several. I think they had 7 adaptive athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a guy as well that I seen in a wheelchair, and he was actually having to do the burpees
Yes.
and jumping back into the
Back
chair.
into the
So
chair,
he
yeah.
wasn't
That
just
was
doing a
crazy.
burpee. He was doing like a pike up
Yeah,
and
like
then to a
pike up and
planche
kinda like-
and then lifted himself in his
Yep.
chair and wheeled forward. I was just
It
like,
was impressive.
Yeah.
What
it
is
was
happening?
wild.
Yeah, no, they had several because I mean, like in the wall balls, you know, they had different adaptations for each athlete, whether it was like the weight or the number or the height that it
Right.
was going to get thrown
Yeah.
to. But like one guy came in and he wasn't getting to depth, and like my judge wasn't like no repping him. So, you know, I'm trying to help keep that standard.
Right.
So I go over there and I was like, hey, you got to get him down. You got to get him down. He looks at me, he's like, I'm an adaptive athlete. They told me I didn't have to go all the way down. He's got his green strap on.
Yeah, same.
And then I immediately felt bad because he's like, he doesn't have the ability to go any lower than he was going. He had like some kind of nerve damage or something like that. I was like, get down, man.
Crazy, but they didn't tell you that about the.
Well, they were
wristband.
supposed to go to
Yeah.
a different area, right? And so, because
I
they had them
one
all.
in the lunges, and
Was
I
it-
didn't know until
Yeah.
he told me. I was like, oh, okay, good.
I'm like, hey, man, whatever.
Yeah,
Rep.
do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I felt immediately bad because I was like, I didn't see his strap, and I was like getting on him hard. That's my moment. I'm just kidding.
yeah, they told me about. They said I noticed the green bands, and when I asked somebody what the green bands were, they said that's adaptive. They told me if you've seen adaptive athlete come through, you don't have to. They know what they're supposed to do. And I saw a couple come through, and I was like, "You got this. You don't need me. I'm just gonna be here to cheer you on." And they did. I mean, they did great.
Yeah,
they really did awesome.
So, Lauren, you may have lost your turn.
I know.
But what was the best moment for you? The one moment. I'm assuming I already know what it is. You can say it was that moment. That's
no,
fine.
I'll
We
let
can
you
move
have
on.
that one. I mean, that was a really great
No, it
moment.
wasn't
but I
mine.
also didn't get to watch it. I wasn't there for it.
For what?
Are you talking about like Jessen?
No, I'm talking about your moment. What was the thing that stood out to you the most?
I
The
mean,
one moment, the special moment.
I mean, I don't know. There's so many. I'm trying to decide what my favorite moment was. I would say probably it was really fun getting to run with my partner, Luz. I mean, it was her first race, and she was very, very amped. It was kind of like two things. Like, I was really excited to run with her. I wish I could have given her the run I know she was fully capable of in terms of, like, I couldn't go my full. I couldn't give it 100.
Who suggested you run with Luce?
You did. Are you happy about
Yeah,
that?
who else?
And Gabby.
Huh?
Just one.
She did really good.
Huh.
She did really, really good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going. I digress. Keep going. I'm sorry.
That's it.
It was a good story. That's all you wanted to say? There was nothing else?
I'm not giving you that satisfaction.
Until the end, until she had no other choice.
Yeah.
All her.
As it, I did that to myself, though, I didn't need to say I told you so in a roundabout way. It was unnecessary.
Very petty. Very, very petty.
I'm on edge.
I can tell.
If you've ever seen me petty, it's going to be these next few days.
I know.
I'm
Jeez.
not coming. To
I might
train
get sick tomorrow.
If
I'm
I
not
get
coming to train tomorrow.
if I get a refund, it's all going away.
I'm gonna get.
I will go
come
back
down
to
not
regular
training
old
tomorrow.
James. I'll calm the crud down.
I'm gonna
but,
call in tomorrow. I'm sick.
I'm not training tomorrow. My back hurts.
like,
Yeah, you might want to call out.
hmm.
He might.
You're gonna be really after me
Tomorrow's gonna be
tomorrow.
rough for you.
Yes.
So I think for me, honestly, I think one of the biggest things that stood out to me was like the support that everybody gives, right? And so I think building that community really helps. But I noticed that for the venue itself, for HYROX, you know, there was like the DJ guy, and he was like, you know, shouting out all this love for a particular gym, like over and over and over again. And then, you know, HYROX was all like, you know, like the organization of HYROX, you know, they're obviously their sponsors, Puma and Manly and
Red Bull.
Red
Red
Bull.
Bull.
Thank you very much. So you know, those were things that stood out to me. But one thing that I noticed was the community itself, from the run on Friday to Saturday to Sunday. I cannot tell you how many people came up to me and was like, oh, you're from BC Fitness. Like, oh man, you guys are awesome. Oh, I've been cheering your people on. I see your people all over the place. You know, thank you so much for supporting me or whatever. I know I go to another gym. Or, oh, I had one lady come up to me and she's like, oh, my guy Mark has been coming and training with you guys. He loves it. He thinks you guys are so cool. He says y'all are so awesome and so
that's
supportive.
awesome.
I train him at Lifetime. So thank you for taking care of him. You know, so little things like that. So whereas like in Houston, the people from Houston, you know, we're aware of our community and aware of what we provide. And
Right.
it was very encouraging to see how the positive light that everybody had
And that's like what you've always kind of wanted for the
that's
gym.
the goal. That's always
Yeah.
the goal, right? I mean, obviously I want HYROX to know that, you know, if they want to succeed in Houston, it's going to be
Through us.
through us.
Obviously.
No flex.
Yeah.
The
But,
gatekeepers.
I mean, I don't want to this sounds a little conceited, but
But we're not.
I've always wanted to have a shakeout run. You know, you watch all these social media influencers and they're like, oh, I'm going to be doing my shakeout run in Boston Marathon. And then they show up and there's like 100 people there, you know, and they're all excited to take pictures with them and everything else. And I was like, man, that'd be so cool to have a shakeout run and have a ton of people show up, you know, just for the community itself. You know, and we've done shakeout runs before. We might
It's
have,
usually our people.
you know, our people, maybe 5-10 people show up or whatever. But, you know, we've been really working on this HYROX Run Club thing. We've been doing all this other stuff. And there was probably 100 plus people there.
There's a lot of people. I was surprised when I rolled up and was looking for parking and saw the group. I was like, that can't be us. And then I saw Carlos popping out from everybody in the middle. I was like, oh,
Yeah. So,
that's cool.
you know, we got to talk to a lot of the guys there, you know, and some of them obviously weren't from Houston, but it was like really cool to have that interaction. And, you know, same thing with like, with HYROX itself, being at the event, like having the connections with other people that are not necessarily part of our crew that still felt almost kind of like they were part of our crew.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the things that really stood out to me. And obviously because I'm a business owner and that's my goal is to grow, you know, what we're doing. But that was really encouraging to me and was really exciting. And I think one of the moments that really stood out to me was, it would have to be like, there were so many really cool things that happened. I loved watching Courtney race, right? And seeing like, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. Like, cause I watched the video that, Terrence made, right? And there was like this transition from like having fun, hardcore, let's have a great, to like, oh, I want this to be over, right? And
Yes.
I've been there before, so I
Life
know how it
decisions.
was, right? What are my life choices? But then also seeing how everybody, like Lori she was coaching, but she was being a friend too at the same
Right.
time. And then like Gabby and Jennifer stopping to help her out. And like I have a video of her coming into the wall balls and she was sweating, but I think she was crying too. And I told her that, right? And I don't know if it was tears of pain, joy, or relief because she was at the final part of it, right? But I've also been there before too. So
Yes.
it could be all three and all of them, right? And it was just so cool to see her just a few months ago. Like, it wasn't even something she probably ever thought that she would be able to do, but she went out there and not only did it, but conquered it and then turned around
Finished it.
immediately and did a relay.
Yeah, that was wild to me. I
j-
couldn't believe she was doing a relay after having that cramp. I was like, what do you mean she's doing a relay? She was just cramping over there.
Yeah.
What's wrong with her?
I joked around with her because last time I saw her, she was like broke down on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know, with Gabby and them all, were doing the pit stop on her. And then I was doing the relay with you. And next thing you know, I saw her walking around the relay. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She just kind of laughed. I was like, I thought we left you behind there. You're broken down. She laughed. She's like, no, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm not quitting. So
That was cool that there was no quitting her, right? Never give up.
absolutely
So,
She ain't quitting.
but I think for me, it was Tommy's performance. So like, I've been training with Tommy for, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 years, right? We've done a lot of stuff together. He's been, he's my forever partner.
She'll ride or
Even
die.
though we're on a trial
Just ride or
separation
die.
right now, we're on a break.
Separation.
You have a long list.
Y'all
too.
are going
We're on a
through
break.
it.
I'm just saying.
You've been with a lot
you're
of
out there
partners.
now.
You've been out there now.
You've
You're
been-
out there.
You've been around
Well, I
a little
shouldn't
bit
say
now.
that.
You're a little used now.
Whatever. Yeah, you're the last person to be
I
talking.
know, I shouldn't say
I'm
it.
You're
saying.
a little used now.
So, but Tommy, man, he raced on Saturday, got a PR,
Nice.
really good PR,
Sub 110.
sub 110, right? Got into the single digits, and looked so good the whole race, just smooth, and crushed it. Did an amazing job. And then, I called him on Saturday night, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. Like, I don't want to take a chance of getting any more injured, right? I kind of strained my calf last week, and so I've like really been babying it, and because I was so excited about this race, to race with me and Jess, and so he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Like he's jumped in and went out there, and then him and Jess, obviously we all train together, right? So we all run together. So it wasn't a bad substitution, right? It was probably Tommy is basically me, but better looking, nicer,
Definitely
and
nicer.
probably a little fitter.
Definitely nicer.
I mean, that's it. You take those three things away, Tommy and I are the same guy,
Yeah.
like basically same guy, right? And and so he went out there and they crushed it, man. They did so good. I wanted to be out there so bad. Like oh my God, I wanted to be out there so bad. But like it was so fun, like following them around the course.
Just
Like,
watch
it was so cool just to watch them get around that course. And then they came in, finished it with a great time. I think they finished in 102. Right, so for a first mixed doubles race, that's really good. That was a great time. They ended up getting second overall. Only got missed third by like 30 seconds. Right, and if they just
First.
I'm sorry, only missed first by 30 seconds,
That's wild.
which is nuts. That's a world championship qualifying spot right there.
And
right?
Jess has been so nervous all week.
She has.
She's
She's been nervous for a while.
She's been so nervous,
did
and she just
great.
talks about it. And I was like, "Why are you nervous? We all know you're going to do so well."
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
was beasting.
Yeah, she was crushing him. She was
Oh,
doing
yeah,
so
she
good.
was.
So, and then Tommy came in and ran the relay too. So this dude,
Nothing that man
in
can't
one
do.
weekend,
He's a superhero.
he got
Right.
first place relay, second place doubles, mixed doubles, fourth place in male solo, and a PR, all in one weekend.
All top 5.
All top five
All top
performances, 3
five.
performances in 2 days. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Actually, forget 2 days. In less than 24 hours, because he raced in the afternoon and then raced in the morning and then raced in the afternoon again.
Yeah.
That is awesome to me. I mean, obviously, it's not always about performance, right? It's not always about like being the best out there and all that stuff. But you work so hard to improve and get better.
Right.
When you do like beat yourself, and it just so happens you beat other people too, I think that should be like celebrated. And so like I was so impressed with everybody, but like to me, Tommy went out there and he represented BC Fitness like probably to the best ability anybody could represent BC Fitness.
Consistency.
Yeah,
He's
he was
always there. Every
always there.
run,
He's
always
always
train.
there.
Even when he doesn't make his, hasn't been able to make the Thursday workouts, he's coming in doing them later.
In the evening, yeah.
In the
Consistency.
evening.
Yeah.
Consistency.
What I really-
never missing a workout.
What I appreciate about Tommy is that he works in silence, and then his results speak in volumes.
Right.
Like he keeps so much to himself. He's a pretty reserved individual. He jokes around, but like he doesn't really talk a lot about
Yeah,
what
you're
he's
not
doing.
you're not on the group chat.
Well, I'm not on y'all's group chat, but he's in public. He's a relatively reserved guy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's what I mean. I don't know how it is in the boy chat, but
You know,
then
We're
you
not
see
allowed
him
out there.
It's
No,
the
but
gentleman's
allowed.
chat.
But
It's
then
not the
you
boys
see
chat.
him
We're all
out in the
grown men.
arena, and he's like doing what he did this weekend.
Actually,
Like,
I joked around with him. I joked around with Larry, actually. I was like, you have to be careful of Tommy because he's done this before to me, like multiple races. He'll just like draft off of you the entire race and just let you do all the work. And then right at the end, he'll come in and swoop in and take your glory.
You take your glory.
He quietly will come in and pass you up right at the end and then be like, good job.
I'm still the GOAT.
Yeah. So, I'm so proud of Tommy and like how he rolls. So, I mean, he does it the right way. Like you said, he does it in silence. His actions speak louder than his words. You know, he's a great husband, great dad. He does his work. He does what he's supposed to do. There's no excuses. If there was ever a negative about Tommy, I would say it's simply this, is that
The color palette?
no,
I was going to say,
no,
that's not the only color.
no, you got to respect that color palette. He makes it look good. Is just that he does not think enough of himself and his abilities, right? Like he's always like, oh, I'm not doing enough. Oh man, I feel like I'm not very fit, or I'm not getting any faster. And then he goes out and gets a PR, right? So like that, if there was anything I would say that Tommy should do more of is, you know, be more positive about what he has done and what he's able to do.
No, one of my biggest jumps, my PR from Fort Lauderdale, where I think it was like a 13-minute PR. And I've been training with you guys Sunday, you know, starting to run with you from the doing Manchester.
Yep.
Before that. But anyways, I was like, man, I really think I want to break like 125. And Tommy was like, dude, you've been training. Is like, you got sub 120. And I didn't want to think that, just, you know, that's too big of a jump. You know, it's a 9-minute PR kind of deal. And it kind of really planted the seed. I was like, you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. So that kind of helped me at least start thinking, let's not just think small. They're just a couple minutes, and let's just, you know, let's go that sub hour 20.
No, for sure.
That was a big kind of encouragement for me
Yeah.
to really, you know, help me with that boost. So, you know, props to Tommy.
And I think that's the thing, like, that I would encourage everybody always. And that's why I wanted our coaches to come on. So I wanted everybody to kind of hear, you know, what stood out to us, right? And for some of us, I mean, for most of us, it's not always just about podiums and times, right? I mean, we've only mentioned one podium and one time type situation, right? But a lot of people got PRs. Yeah. We had a bunch of PRs, right? We had a bunch of first-timers as well. Yeah. And technically, those are PRs.
Right. Anything at
HYROX is a PR.
Yeah. So, but like more than anything, it's like I think it comes down to your attitude and you know how your actions show what you've been doing, right? How they prove your efforts. And so for so many people, you know, people go out and they race and then they're like, okay, I'm going to get a PR next time I go and race. I'm going to get a 10-minute PR when I go out and race. But they don't do the things necessary to get a PR. They just seem to think that just because they say they're going to do something, they do it.
Right.
And so, you know, for me, I feel like it's so much more impactful when, you know, you don't talk a bunch of smack. You don't go out there and say all this stuff you're going to do. You just put your head down. You figure out, you come up with a game plan, you execute the game plan, and you let that do the speaking for you, you know? And so I think, yes, you do need to make yourself accountable by, you know, setting goals and telling people about your goals and stuff like that. But that's so much different than like, you know, oh, hey, I raced again. Here's another excuse. Or, hey, I raced again, didn't get what I wanted to do. Oh, this happened, that happened. And, you know, if that's always the MO, then there's got to be something you got to look at in your training to say, okay, what's going on?
No, absolutely. I mean, even if you train the whole time, PR is not guaranteed.
It's not.
Maybe you overtrain. Maybe something you didn't do right. So getting a PR, that's a big moment, especially if you have several races under your belt. It's not guaranteed. Just like you said, showing up, a PR is
well, I mean,
guaranteed.
even like, well, HYROX is any marathon or half marathon. If you run races like a half marathon or marathon, like every course is different. You've got different elevation, the weather, all this other stuff. So even if you're in better shape, you may not run. You go run the Houston Marathon, and then you try to turn around and run the Boston Marathon. Those are two completely different courses. And so you can't base your PR based off of those courses. You base it on, you know, the best course you can run your fastest on. HYROX is the same way. Not every venue is the same. Not every setup is the same. And sometimes I feel like because of like how they set the rock zones up and stuff like that, sometimes it's longer than it is.
The rock zone felt longer this time for some reason. I felt like I was running on that forever.
Really?
Yeah,
I felt like it felt pretty good.
I thought the setup was good.
I thought I liked the 1
compared
through 4,
to like say
5
Dallas.
through 8.
Like Dallas to me felt so long. Like the rock zone was so long. And I ended up getting like almost a mile further than I got when I did the last time before that.
I like that they had it divided 1 through 4 and 5 through 8 over on the side.
So I think that kind of thing right there, you don't ever know what the venue's going to be like. So even though maybe you are in better shape, you know, you may have faster everything, but the course is different, and so that can kind of mess with you, right? So that stuff, or you maybe get sick, or you know, maybe you get a little injury or something like that, right? Just a freak thing. I have someone who's training for the Open, the Washington World Championship Open, or the Open Championships, and they went skiing with their family and fell off the lift and twisted their knee, tore their meniscus, right?
Wow.
That's like a freak thing. Like, you don't expect something like that to happen. You know, you're not really like, that has nothing to do with your training. It just happens. Life happens, you know? And so I think that's part of why we love the journey so much, is because that's something that you can do day in, day out, that you enjoy, that if you don't get it, you miss it. You miss a race, yeah, you might be a little upset for a day or two, but it's not the big deal, right? But you miss training for a few weeks. If you've been consistent with it, you've been doing it, and that's going to bother you.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Sure.
So, so how about you, Carlos? You had a race. You raced. You had 2 races.
2 races.
Right? You missed the podium by
1 spot.
1 spot.
So I was 4th.
Actually, you were actually first. We were actually first and third for about half a day.
Until the very end. Yeah, we were 1st and 3rd. So at the very end, the number 1 couple came in and just nudged us out.
Just bumped everybody down 1 spot.
Me and my partner Joyce, we had a 26-second PR. So
that's
good.
good.
1:05:21, I believe.
Okay.
So it was good. So it was a good. You know, we were the first or second group out, so the course wasn't too packed.
Yeah.
But it was good. Felt running. You know, we talked about you know, the training plan. Everything felt great. So just wasn't fast enough. You know, podium, but it was fun time.
Yeah.
I will say this, as you know. Well, I did not get a podium at the doubles. It was probably one of my favorite races, just due to, I think I talked to you during the race. I gave you credit. I was like, you know, this was my first time as a coach with athletes coming in. I was like, you're busy trying to you know, cheer your athletes on, see them, you know, all different spots. So I, you know, from the time I raced till I did the relay, I was busy back and forth, just trying to cheer everyone on. But it was a very, what's the word, fulfilling.
Yes.
Seeing them, you know, see the training these people put in. Let me think. Was it Maria and Fabian? Maria's, you know, pregnant.
Yeah.
Out there doing.
I don't know if that's fair though. They had 3 people.
I know. It's,
Right. That's kind of cheating a little bit, right?
It's a little bit. You know, maybe should have paid 1 more registration fee, or at least a spectator.
Yeah,
fee.
At least a spectator.
Nice.
fee.
I'll leave that up to HYROX to decide on that.
They missed some revenue there.
Yeah, but that was really cool, just seeing all the teams. You know, I had so many, you know, mixed doubles, Bianca and Ashley, Fola and Faith. It was just, you know, an amazing group out there, and seeing them come train every Tuesday and Thursdays. You know, even they're like, you know, we give you guff all the time, but thank you very much. They all felt really prepared, is what I kept hearing. That as a coach, that's what you want to hear. That they felt they were prepared for the race.
That's
that
awesome.
was kind of, you know, a really good feeling. So just trying to, you know, live up to Coach James's standards here. So.
I like it. What about you, Gabby? How did you feel about? I mean, you also raced in the relay as well.
Oh yeah, the relay.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, no, it was.
So you had a top 5 finish.
Yep.
Well, top 4 finish.
Top 4 finish.
Right, and then you also had a
we were number 1 on the relay.
number 1. Numero uno.
So you didn't walk away totally empty-handed.
No, it was fun. So we'll be doing the flag unveiling tomorrow. We'll hang it up on the wall.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
No, it was fun. I did the we had a quick change. I was going to do the wall balls, wall balls and rower, but then we changed it up. I ended up doing burpees and lunges. So
Yeah, so the
was,
2.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
The 2 ones, he was like, I don't want to do the burpees and I don't want to do the lunges.
Yeah, those are the 2 I got.
And somehow he ended up getting those.
So I actually felt pretty good. I went on the burpees. I went kind of more like step up method, and I only took 1 break. Now it was just 1 quick breath, and I went through it.
Nice.
And then the lunges, it was a little bit slower, but I didn't stop once. I did kind of just a step, you know, kind of pause method, and made it through the whole time. And you know, my running, I think I was like mile pace, like 6:45-ish kind of deal.
Nice.
So I do tell people I did run laps 2 and 5. Larry's laps. So if anyone wants to look up 2 and 5 on the team.
Those were your laps.
Those are my
Just
laps.
so you know, those are not 6:45 laps.
No, those were like
Those are like 5:10
yeah,
laps.
I saw those. I was like, so those were my laps. Sorry, Larry, I'm taking credit for those.
What about you, Gabby? I think you kind of talked a little bit about your race a little bit, but like, how did you feel your race went? Like how?
I felt really good, actually. I felt ready for the first time. I felt like I was really prepared to go into this race. Like I said, my partner was sick, and she gave it her best. But I think we did really good on all the stations. We did really good. We went through them. We didn't stop. We just Started cramping a little bit right after, right before we got into farmer carries.
Okay.
I started cramping really bad.
What, your calf or
My
what?
calf
Okay.
started cramping really bad, so I kind of just shook it off a little bit, and she started running towards the end, and then from there I picked them up and I just ran them all the way back, and when we got to those wall balls, we're like, this is it, let's just get it done. But I think we did really good. I think everything went good. Like, we feel strong on everything.
You look good on the burpees.
Yeah,
Really
the
good on
burpees, I was
You look
like,
really
my
good.
Yeah.
burpees, I need to get a little bit better on
You
the
looked a little
swinging.
angry though. I was watching you the whole
You're
time. Like I was up at the
I
top.
always look angry when I'm racing.
I was at the top
So
and I was
great.
like cheering. I was like, "Yeah, Gabby!"
I always look
wanted to
angry
make
when
sure
I'm
you
racing.
saw me in multiple
I
spots.
heard you, though. I heard you.
I wanted to make
She's
sure-
on fire. I heard it.
I was all over the place trying to like make sure you saw me and heard me, and I was trying to get video evidence. And then when you came down for the burpees, I was like, "Man, this chick looks mad." I was like, "I hope it's because she doesn't see me. I'm here."
I was cramping. I was
She
starting
looked
to
mad
cramp.
all day.
Yeah.
I asked her many times, "You mad at me?" She's like, "Nope." Okay, perfect.
I was just,
Are
I
you
was
mad
starting to
at me?
cramp. Like when I started doing the burpees, I could feel like my calves starting to get a little bit tight. I was like, "Oh no, come on! Like not right now. Like we're almost done. Come on." But yeah, no, it went good. I felt really good about it. I'm excited to do that.
So, what do you think would be one of the main things that would help you not cramp? I know what the
Run
answer
more.
is. Okay,
Run more.
all right, you are
Up
correct.
my running.
Yeah, you are correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to get more running in, definitely.
Thank you
Up
for
my
not.
mileage.
Thank you for not saying more super shoes.
No,
And more super shoes.
Clearly, it was the
outfit.
shoes.
This is the lady that has every
Every shoe.
$250 pair of shoes
Why
in
you
most
gotta
multiple colors, but has yet to run a marathon.
Putting your business out there.
Have you ran a half marathon yet?
No, because I got injured, remember?
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah,
But you
'cause
got the shoes.
Yes.
She
Well,
is-
because I got the shoes for HYROX. I didn't get the shoes for the marathon.
No, you got those shoes to look cute. Let's be
Yes.
honest.
Just like everybody else did.
All right, Lauren,
Yo.
how did your race go?
Went fine.
Yeah,
It went fine.
we can't get.
It was good. I guess
See what I'm dealing with?
It sounds exciting.
Yeah.
it was good. No, like I said, my partner came in fully ready. It was her first time doing this race. She was ready to go. Like she had energy. She was stoked.
Didn't she do like the Spartan
Spartan.
trifecta
She
like
did
the weekend
Spartan
before?
Trifecta the
So the
weekend
beast,
before.
the super, and the sprint.
Yeah, she did 3 races the weekend before. Podiumed in one of them, which was really
She's not
impressive.
normal.
And then, so I was genuinely a little concerned. Like, okay, I was texting. I was like, "You're resting, right? Just make sure you're resting." And then, lo and behold, I somehow end up contracting some sort of injury or issue in my hip flexor, and it was like painful to just move. But race day came, and yeah, she did fabulous. She did great. Honestly, we had a game plan. I was kind of leading the game plan. I had a little pep talk with my former partner Laura beforehand.
She pepped you or you pepped her?
She pepped me.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
She had to pep me because like I would normally like when I race with Laura's kind of our lead. Like Laura kind of guides me, and in this case, I was stepping into her shoes, and I was like, "I've got big shoes to fill. I'm leading," and she was like, "You got this."
Aren't your feet bigger than hers?
I don't know. She's pregnant now. Hers might have swollen up more.
Dang.
Wow, Laura, wow.
Wow.
Laura, I love
That sounded
you so
personal.
much.
Okay. Continue. I apologize.
That's the biggest jab she's gonna get because
Okay.
I love her so much. But yeah, Luz was great. Like she did everything we were supposed to do, and then I told her beforehand, hey, we're gonna go out there. I might need you to take a little more on certain stations depending on what my hip flexor did, and she did when I needed her to. She picked it up and she literally like ran with it.
I saw her lunge, like she didn't finish like the whole half.
No,
of that
she just,
first
like,
half, and
yeah.
then she went right to the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Away.
I
Leah
think
said
she
she
could-
trains with. She's been doing stuff with her on the Saturday morning class. And here she's like, Luz is trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Luz is trying to kill me.
She is.
Yeah. I think she knew because I was really, my hip was hurting a lot once we got to the lunges, and I managed to bust out 20, which was more than we had talked about. But
Why'd you do that?
I don't know. I think I don't have a good reason. At first I started busting out because she went ahead and did 20. We talked about not doing that, and then she went for it, and I was like, okay, let's see if I can do this. So I got through the 20, and then I was like, I don't know if I can do that one again. And she ended up doing 30 on the next one, and so she took them when I needed her to take them, and then she did really, really good. She held the paces, which was slower than what we had talked about, but she could have gone faster. So if anything, I wish I could have given her a race that I know she was really capable of.
Yeah. Well, there's always another chance, right?
Yeah, Gabby.
So Gabby's got her.
One thing I'd like to add is, we raced early at 7:40.
Yeah.
So we did not have all the fanfare. My wife, actually,
This
I
is
told
true.
her not to come in. So I'd like
You told me not
I
to
mean,
come.
I showed up as they were getting their picture.
I was told not to come.
No, 100%. So I'd like to thank, Joyce's family, Mark and the 2 kids. They came, Blake and Megan. Sorry, thank you. They were cheered us on every station. So I want to applaud them. And Mark got a lot of great video. And then also, Coach Danny.
Yeah,
he
of
was at the kettlebells, and every time I was running, he was
Nice.
cheering me on every time
I love
running.
it.
So I was like, "Can't be slow. Can't let him see me slow." So I
Can't
get
let another coach see you come
So
down.
no, absolutely not. So I appreciate them early on, cheering us on.
Yeah.
And then Flo's brother-in-law Gerard
was there.
doing video.
Killer videos.
Yeah, killer videos.
Yeah.
So he did
Yeah.
quite a few videos. So thankful him to making it out there and getting a lot of great shots.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm excited to see my video.
Yep. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
I hope so.
Yep. I wonder if he's going to put when you're doing like that Darth Vader breath thing or whatever, if he's going to put like the Star Wars music behind it. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm talking about? When you're like, what do you think? Would that be cool?
Can you just leave me alone?
Would that
Can
be
you
cool?
Stop?
That would be so awesome. That would be so good. So, oh man, so good. I haven't said anything to you. What are you talking about?
That was mean.
Star Wars reference mean?
I'm
No.
calling me a mouth breather.
You do when you're running. That's what you sound like. You like when you're not when you're running, but when you get out of breath.
It would have been mean if he said you were sounding like Chewbacca. He said Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. That's like
He's done that though.
he is. I've never called you Chewbacca.
The picture
What picture?
of me when I was a kid, that was like a
But that's
joke for
different.
a
It's
week.
not your
No,
voice.
that was not Chewbacca. I said this picture looks like Curious George. Because have you seen the photo?
Yeah, I would say more Ewok, but
Well, it's just because she was on her brother's back.
Yeah.
So the man with the little yellow is the yellow hat, right?
Yeah, man with the yellow hat.
Yeah, and then he has usually Curious George on his back.
yeah.
I mean, she had furry arms. What do you call these things?
Sideburns.
Sideburns and a tail. What the heck, dude?
That's a monkey.
We're not getting into this story right now.
People right now are going, huh? James, why are you being so mean? Y'all should see this photo. It's such a good
We'll
photo.
have to we'll have to bring
We'll
that
need to
photo
post
back
it.
up.
I think we got to.
Because now people who are new are going to
They
be
need
like,
to
wait,
They
what?
think I'm being so mean, and I'm just.
It is actually, in
It's an
James'
actual
defense,
picture.
it is very
It's
accurate.
I mean, we all have baby
description.
photos that we're ashamed of.
Yes.
I have a photo, actually. Somebody was in class the other day. We were talking, and I was talking about, the progression, and you can lose weight and get fit and everything. I was like, you don't know what it's like, James. You've never been chubby, or you've never. And I was like, actually, when I was in 6th grade, I was overweight. I wore, and they don't make them anymore because it's mean, but I wore Huskies. You familiar with the term Husky?
Yeah.
I was in the Huskies for young men, and I was the only boy in my 6th grade class. Can you imagine being Husky, being in 6th grade with nothing but women, 35 chicks?
Vicious.
That cannot, it's not going to be, because that's the age you start noticing girls.
Yeah.
That's the age you start wanting girls to notice you. And when you're a round, little, chubby, husky dude, and you're the only option.
You could have a really good personality.
Yeah, I had a great personality. But I had it by myself.
Oh, no.
But there's a photo of me sitting on the front row. You know, you do class pictures?
Yeah.
Of me sitting on the front row. This little roly-poly James, surrounded by all these girls, and I'm just like sitting in, my neck's all in like a turtle. You know what I'm saying? I look just sitting in shame.
Terrified.
Just sitting in shame and fear of everything. So, we've all got them. We've all got them.
The glow up. Look at you now.
Yeah, I've glowed up all right. I'm glowed up all right. So it was a good weekend, guys. It was so much fun. If you were there, you know what we're talking about. You had an amazing time. So many people came to watch, I feel like, and they were like, man, now we see what you're talking about.
Yeah, a couple of our members came to watch, and they were walking around, and they were telling me, like, I want to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm excited. Melanie,
Yeah.
she's super excited.
Yeah. She's going to do really good, too, I
She's
think.
going to be so good. I've
Yeah.
been working really hard with her on her rower, and I'm just, like, so excited for
Yeah.
her. But
So
also
maybe they'll let her
Andre-
do 8 rowers.
Huh?
I'm just being stupid. Go ahead.
Okay. Andre is really hyped. This was
Yeah.
Andre's first, and he is like,
Andre was cracking me
Yeah,
up.
so
he
much
was
fun.
cracking me up. He
That
came,
whole duo was so awesome.
did he tell you what his PR goal is for Dallas?
He didn't.
He came up to me. I told you about
It's
it. You were there.
ridiculous.
He comes up. He goes, "I'm ready to go." I'm like, "All right, cool, good, man. You keep training. You keep putting the run in. You're gonna be good." He's like, "No, no. I'm going for that elite status in Dallas." I was like, "Okay, hang on, friend. You know some people work like a year to take like 2 minutes off, right?" He's like, "No, I want to go all the way down to 1 hour." I was like, "All
He
right,
could.
man, let's work hard. You
He
got to put
could.
the work in."
All you got to do is get his mileage up, run.
Yeah, you never
Yeah,
want to
run it.
discourage anyone, but you got to put in the work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
run it.
told him. I was like, "You need to like really put
in the work.
You're gonna.
It's good to have. It's good to have those big goals like that. I
Yeah.
think it's good.
Like my client Kelly, she wants to do a HYROX for the first
Really,
time.
Kelly said she wanted to do it.
That
That's
one
nice.
That's
was
awesome.
honestly really surprising when you,
You know,
told me
for
that.
months, like my TCH group, I've been trying to convince them. I was like, "Oh, HYROX is coming to Houston. Da 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 da. Y'all should do a relay team. Just come volunteer." And they're like, blah, 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 blah. Right? And so then they saw some social media stuff about it, and one girl was like, she's like, "I saw this HYROX thing," and I was like, "Well, it's HYROX,
HYROX.
right?" And I was like, "Oh, this is what I'm always talking about." She's like, "Oh, I never put 2 and 2 together. I didn't realize it was that big of a deal. I thought it was something that you were just doing on the weekends." And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "It seems so cool." And I could see this week we were talking about it, and I could see their eyes, like there was a shift.
They wanted
They,
to. They wanted to
they're
try.
interested now.
curious.
Yeah, there's
Which
the
is like
curiosity is
having like
peaked.
Kelly and Trina out there, just going out there to volunteer.
Volunteering, yeah,
She was just like, I want to do it. The vibe is so cool. It's like,
Did Kelly volunteer?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see her
she was
out
in the
there.
lunches.
Yeah.
She was
Oh,
doing
I
the
didn't even
lunches.
see her. Okay.
yeah. There
So
was,
she really got into it. She wants to do HYROX next year. I told
you
her
go.
we got it.
yeah.
Nicole wants to do it.
Yeah,
Like
she
she's
wants to do
super
it
excited to
too.
do it.
I think once you see it or actually do it for
Yeah.
your first time, you're hooked.
Yeah.
Like, I think every single one of my clients is, I'm doing it again.
It's like,
There was
we're
like
going to
it's
Dallas.
unanimous. It's not even like I'm thinking about it. They're ready to sign up now.
Right.
So it's,
You know, I saw some guy the other day, and I think this stood out to me more than anything, and I think this is the reason why. When you go and work out, oftentimes people are working out to lose weight, or they're working out because they feel like they're supposed to, right? And they go to the gym and they do the traditional training and all this other stuff. And I think they go for so long and they don't really see a lot of results. They don't see a lot of changes. Maybe they feel a little better. Maybe they see a little difference here and there, but there's never really like a direction. I feel like for majority of people.
no.
And this one guy was saying that I went and did this race, and now I love going. I used to hate going to the gym, but I love going to the gym now. And it's because now I have like a purpose. I have a reason why I'm going to the gym. And so you end up falling in love with the training because of the community, the environment, the focus. And that's what I think it is more than anything else, is now you have a real legitimate end game, right? You have a peak or a goal to shoot for. And then all of a sudden you start noticing physical differences that go with it. It's like naturally what happens. And so, then there's that benefit of like, I don't want to just feel good. I look better. I'm performing better. I have a measurable test to see how I'm improving. And so it just changes the game so much. So I think that's why doing stuff like HYROX or like OCR or training for a marathon or 5K or something is such a good idea, is because it gives you a focus to help keep you honest, to keep you moving. But the cool thing about HYROX is it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of fun. I mean, I honestly do think the community of HYROX is unbeatable, because when I was out there running, like you hear so many people, like even if they don't know you, people are cheering for you.
Sure.
People
For sure.
want everyone out there. No one wants to see someone like DNF. I mean, I said DNF, not DQ. There were some people that I was happy to see DQ'd, but
Being in them lunges, I don't know. I can
yeah,
say
I'll
otherwise.
say, for the most part, if you're just like a spectator,
I want
like, you want people
everybody to
do
finish.
well.
I'm just saying there's not everybody out there is like that.
Maybe not. But I think the community that HYROX has created is very infectious, and it gets people very excited. And I think if it were not for that community, it would not have gained as much popularity as it has.
Yeah, but I think that community, honestly, what it comes from. So, like, I think CrossFit, right? So we've talked about it a few times, like CrossFit.
Hating on us.
There's some guys hating on HYROX, right? Some people hating
for
on
sure.
HYROX. About not getting. I mentioned this when I was at the head judges. I was trying to get everybody hyped up and talking. I was like, now listen, all right, we want to make sure these people are getting to depth. Because have you guys seen these videos? They're posting, all these CrossFitters
yeah.
posting about us not getting to depth. Now let's be honest. probably those people are all CrossFitters. They're all people who do CrossFit that came and did HYROX. Those are the people not going to depth, let's be honest. And so if you're a true HYROXer, you know what depth looks like. You're going to do it. Because remember, we're only doing 8 workouts. We're only doing 8 movements. So those are the only 8 movements we ever do. So we're going to be really good at them. And so they're kind of laughing. We were kind of making fun of it and stuff like that. But, you know, I think one of the things that made CrossFit so good was the community. It was the atmosphere. But those came not from the CrossFit games. Those came from the individual facilities and the gyms.
Fair enough.
And those places where they're bringing people together and they're helping them do things they've never done before and encouraging them and seeing change. And so I think that's the great thing about the HYROX is, yeah, the HYROX events are awesome, but they're only as great as the local communities that are being built, right? And how well they're able to connect with one another, you know, throughout the weeks. And so you go to different events, they all are awesome because the atmospheres are awesome, but the community and the support is not all the same everywhere you go, because not every city has the kind of
not every city has a BC Fitness.
well, not just that, but like not every. I mean, we have a lot of affiliates or like training clubs here that are HYROX, right?
Oh, yeah.
And there are a lot of events that are going on nonstop here with little gym events here and there.
Oh, yeah.
And so the community, the HYROX community here is pretty big.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah, for sure.
It has gotten so much bigger.
It's not like that in Colorado, right? It's not like that in, you know, all the different in Utah. It's not like that in all the cities on the East Coast. And so the more of those affiliates, the more, or the better the community, or the better the one gym that's the HYROX affiliate there is, the better that community is going to be. And I feel like the more support you're going to feel in those environments.
That's true.
So I think Texas is really good because as a whole, everybody's loving HYROX.
Everybody's loving
And they're
HYROX.
into it. So,
Very bought in.
and, you know, I think this kind of leads me to like the next thing is that one of the things that's been great has been like the HYROX Run Club.
Yes.
You know, so our Sunday workouts that we do where it's just a community thing. Anybody can come to it. Yes, it's BC Fitness led, but we encourage anybody. We don't charge people for it. It's free.
We don't care if you're from another gym.
Yeah, and that's been cool because we've had owners of gyms come out, right, and get connected with us and be a part of those workouts. And so, you know, that's been a lot of fun. I feel like it's helped build that community. And I thought that was a cool thing is like on, you know, Saturday and Sunday, you know, there are plenty of people that weren't from our gym that we saw that we knew that were like, hey, go get it, Doug. Or, you know, hey, Terry, you're looking so good, right? The different names. And they were doing the same thing for us, right? They were cheering us on and supporting us and, you know, Team Believe, right? I mean, we were racing in the relay, right? We were racing with them.
Guys.
Yeah, so that was fun to be out there and racing them and beating them. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. I didn't know if that was nobody.
You were hoping nobody would catch that?
No, I was hoping somebody would.
I did catch it.
Okay, so, but it was so cool to be out there and like their friends.
Support,
You know, even though it's like you've got competition in multiple ways, business and in the race, but still we want each other to do well.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you still support each other in that. You know,
And so I think that to me is like the best thing about it is you don't have to fail for me to succeed.
Right.
Right. My success is not dependent on whether you beat me or not. My success is dependent on, am I doing what I set out to do?
No, I think when you were talking to Jess today, kind of talking about racing.
Yeah.
You know, she mentioned racing with blinders out there, and that's really how you should race. You are out there trying to get your best time. You don't know who's in your heat, kind of deal. So you are just racing. You know, on your own almost. Yes, you're with everyone out there, but you don't know what. You know, they're racing. Maybe they're going out too hot. Maybe they're in a different age group. You just don't know. So it is, you know, your blinders out there for a little bit.
I agree. I think that's how you should race, man, because you're not, honestly, what we always try to talk about, and I think when you get your best performances are when you're racing yourself.
Yep.
When you're trying to improve your own performances. Yes, I think there's a certain point where, like, you can help motivate yourself a little bit if there's a little bit of that competitiveness toward the end of the race to kind of help push you to that next level. But ultimately, I don't think you can even get to that position if you don't control and discipline yourself in the beginning of the race.
Yeah, like lunges.
You don't set yourself up.
I'm getting that person right there. That's a good motivator. I'm at the lunges kind of deal, or see someone on the wall balls right there. I'm passing that guy.
Exactly.
Right
I mean, I think those are great ways to help you toward the end of the event. But ultimately, it's like, how am I going to improve based off of what I've done in the past? And I think when you do that, you set yourself up for big time success. So it was a great weekend. You know, we could talk about this like on and on ad nauseum to like all the great things. We're going to be in Atlanta
5 weeks.
in just a few weeks. Yeah, 5 weeks
One
away
train block.
from Atlanta. Right, one taper to a recovery and a
off
long
we go.
block.
And a taper,
Off we
yeah.
go.
Yep. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, I don't even know how to say this as much as I feel like Atlanta started with like, hey, Carlos, Joe, wouldn't it be cool to have a couple guys? We go, let's make it a guys trip. We'll go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And now all of a sudden, here come these women again.
Look,
Here
here's
come
the
these
deal.
women
I am not
again.
going to
Here
the
they
guys'
come
trip.
again.
I am. Here's the
on,
deal. Say me.
on the coat. What do you call it?
Coattails?
Coattails. That's it. Thank you.
Here's the deal. You're more than welcome to have your little boys trip. I already talked to the girls. I told them, let the boys do their thing. We can have a little girls trip, and we'll do our own thing.
See how they immediately get
going?
offended when like you're not
Well,
excited they're coming?
I know Jennifer has talked about going, and I think we're pushing Flo. I'm pushing Flo to do it. We'll see.
I'm not going. I already told you that.
Oh, well, you should go. I
No.
bet your husband would love to
I
race
don't
with you.
wanna go.
You should do a mixed doubles with your husband.
We're gonna do
because I tried to get my wife.
We already talked about this.
Yes.
We're gonna do it as couples.
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to
Yeah,
get my
we're
wife
gonna
to
do
go
that.
because on
Yeah.
Sunday is the mixed doubles.
But you didn't say Atlanta though. So
I'm saying it right now.
No,
Are you and Leah doing it?
No,
can't leave my house
I keep
alone.
asking her to. I keep asking her. I was like, hey, we should do a couples thing. Atlanta.
You didn't-
Doubles.
You never said Atlanta.
There's no
You
pressure.
never said Atlanta.
I just said it. I
Just
literally
now.
told it.
Now.
Just now. Just now.
So saying you never said it after you said it doesn't make
said
any
it right
sense.
Welcome to my world.
No, because y'all had originally said it was going to be a boys'
It,
trip.
it still is
Well, you see, then why would y'all want us to come?
because
I mean, I'm still going.
other people are making their way in, so we might as well go ahead
I'm
and
going.
invite all the women, and let's like make it a thing.
Yeah. On the spot.
And then you don't have to worry about any pressure because we've already raced on Saturday.
Yeah.
So now Sunday, there's no pressure. It's just for the fun. You don't have to be stressed. We're going to have a great time. Couples will be out there laughing, smacking each other.
Giggling.
Good time.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Posing for pictures.
Yep.
Yep.
She'll be like, you need to do more wall balls.
That's it.
You're doing all the wall balls.
I
on
love
the
wall
Barbies.
balls. I like them.
Oh, my gosh. So, but Atlanta's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. So we're going to have, we're going to have a pretty good group there, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. We'll have a good crew there. And maybe we'll put another relay team together. We'll run it back.
Run it back.
Run it back.
That's it.
That's it. Because I know Larry's going to be there.
Yeah.
You're going to be there.
and then you got Joe.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And you got Joe?
Maybe Tommy might be there.
Tommy might
Oh,
go.
Tommy
Yeah,
might go.
Tommy
Yeah.
might
He was
go.
talking about maybe going.
There
We
we
run
go.
it back, go back-to-back champions.
It's in his blood.
It's
3
in his
races
blood.
1 week.
That's right.
He's only doing 2 races enough for Tommy.
Oh, my gosh.
That'd be a-
He may break a
weekend
world
off.
record if he only races once.
I know. Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then the next one's gonna be, I guess the next big one after that will be November, huh? Will be Dallas.
Yeah. Unless we can qualify for Worlds.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
that's it. So, did you see I got an email today that said the only way to qualify next year is gonna be Racing Pro.
No way.
Yep, it's
I
the
didn't
only
see
way.
that email yet.
Well, it went to affiliates.
Okay, so that's why you got it.
Yep. So they said only way to qualify is gonna be Racing Pro next year.
Get them heavyweights.
Oh boy,
You better
Danny,
get stronger.
better get that weight training going, girl.
Get stronger. So, I still think you need to learn how to run.
Yeah. Yes.
I think that's the most important thing, in my opinion. I mean, there's 8 of those. There's only one sled.
No, Danny knows how to run though.
Is Danny doing it by herself?
No, Danny and I talked about doing pro together.
Oh, so there's another partner.
What do you mean? Because Luz was going to do it with Gabby, remember?
She's so oblivious.
They already told, I would ask Luz again, but she already said she's doing it with Gabby.
Will you
they made
help
that
me?
decision.
Will you please help me with this?
It's crazy town. over
Okay.
there.
All right.
Danny and I said we had to do at least one race together.
That's good. Y'all have fun, but you got to do pro if you're going to try to qualify.
Yeah, I know. I heard you. That's why I said she's got to start weight training.
But you also, there's 8 runs.
I understand.
So y'all got to run.
I understand.
Yeah. Danny's, really fast at running.
Danny's really fast. I know. So I got to make sure I can match her. Ish. My best.
So it means you got to run
Yeah, I know.
consistently.
I'm really feeling a lot of jab, 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 jab.
It's not jab. These are uppercuts. We're coming for the knockout.
This is a haymaker.
Oh,
These
sick.
are, very upfront and very honest, just letting you know.
KO.
Yeah.
That's what
so
these are.
finish them.
Finisher.
Finish them.
No, go for it. Yeah,
So,
let's take that finishing move.
so we have a big announcement that's coming out on Sunday. So if you come to the HYROX Run Club, I feel it's a big announcement. Really cool announcement. So if you're there, you're going to hear about it. And if you're not there, you'll hear about it sometime, I'm sure. But we're going to make a big announcement on Sunday. So hopefully if you're in the Houston area and you've never been before, 5 o'clock this Sunday, March 22nd. Yeah.
Klein Memorial.
Over off of Louetta and Stubner. So we'd love for you to be there. Come check it out. And then you're going to hear the big announcement as well. I have one last thing that I would like to bring up because nobody else brought it up and it hurts my feelings just a little bit.
100 wall balls?
No. You dirty cracker. Freaking coconut son of a gun. You got to be freaking kidding me. You seriously? Huh?
You ruined it.
You
for
had
him.
your chance this whole podcast.
You ruined his one announcement that his thing was his yellow flag.
My second most amazing moment of the weekend. I was waiting for my second.
Okay, what was your second most?
My second most amazing moment was Coach James going unbroken on the wall balls.
Unbroken.
I would like to thank myself.
Yeah, I think you deserve some of it. Yes,
pushing him. You know, many times in practice.
Got him.
Making you feel like
That's
he
all.
had to.
I just want you to know. I don't know if you heard me say it.
I think I did. That's why I knew you were like at 60 something. I heard got him. So and then for Jess helping him by making him do more.
Yeah,
during the training. So
by pretending while we were training that she couldn't do anymore, and I had to take over.
Yep. So if you want to publicly now thank me and Jess, we're waiting.
I would like to thank Carlos and Jessica for setting me up to go unbroken on the wall balls, which I did this past weekend in our bid to go first place, beat everybody. And it was a great moment. I believe it was a lot of frustration.
Don't ask about his patch.
I didn't get a patch.
Apparently, you don't get one in relay.
You don't get one for the relay, but I stole the yellow
I was
flag.
going to say, if you're looking for your yellow flag, you're not getting it back.
You're not getting it back. I took it. I don't really think they care about the plastic yellow flag. Yeah, I framed it.
I'm leaving with something.
I told him I'm taking something. I told him.
I was curious. I saw you carrying that flag around. I was like, did he get flagged? Did he get
no.
a card?
So the yellow flag, basically, they're sitting on every station. So if somebody goes unbroken, the judges are supposed to hand it to them. That way they know to give them the thing or whatever, patch or what have you. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that was just I was very surprised, honestly. I was a little surprised. Don't act like you weren't surprised either that I didn't put that ball down. Like as I was going, what was going through your mind?
I'm not surprised.
No, I was trying to listen to the count.
Yeah,
on the count. But once,
were you thinking he's doing a lot?
No, I was kind of watching and we were trying to hear, and I was like, no, 30, 40. Then once we were lip reading, I saw 60. I was like, nah, you weren't stopped. I was like, he's going for it. he's going for it. We're all cheering you on. And once we saw 70, I was like, oh, it's on.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was funny because as I was doing it, my number first was 40 because that's usually what I try to do is 40 unbroken, and then I felt fine on 40, and I was like, you know what, I can do 50, and then when I hit 50, all I could think of was, you know what, I'm pretty sure Carlos and I have done 60 in training, and he's always trying to make me look bad, and we were using a 20-pound ball. This is only a 14-pound ball. I can do 60, and I hit 61, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, he did that many. I can keep going. I can go to 70. And then it was 75. And then when I hit 80, I was like, I've done 20 in a row.
Might as well.
Yeah.
And then when I threw up 100, I'm 99% sure I said, got him.
I believe that 100%. And you did. If you've seen that finisher line video, you cross it like big dog is here.
I did.
You stomped across that stage.
I did. I threw my hands up, and I was very proud of myself. And I think part of it is because
I'm pretty sure I saw you have your walk around with your arms out like this.
Did.
Like behold.
I did because so I mean the whole weekend, leading up to it, I strained my calf, on my last speed run, or tweaked it a little bit, and so I've been kind of babying it. And so we did the shakeout run on Friday, and I made it through the shakeout run, but I felt okay the first couple miles, but then the last mile I was aware of it. Does that make sense, right? And when you get a strain, you kind of have to be cautious because it's one of those things that can be a nagging injury that lasts forever if you don't let it fully heal. And so I was like, I don't know if I can barely run 3 miles without being aware of it. Trying to go all out and do 6 miles plus sled pushes and burpees. I was like, I just don't know if I can make it without getting hurt. And so that's why I called it. And I was thinking to myself, should I even try to do this relay? And so we kind of resituated the things because I felt like I could do the ski erg without it. That wouldn't be a problem. I knew I could do the wall balls. That wouldn't be a problem. And I didn't feel like that would hurt the team too much because I was probably one of the faster people on those two things anyway.
Yeah.
The thing I was worried about was the runs. And so, I came into the with the skier. I think I was like second or third to last, right? Because everybody goes out hot in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I was like, oh man, I'll let the team down. But fortunately, I didn't come in second or third to last. I think I passed like 15 people on that skier. So, but then you guys took off. Like Larry was I think Larry
was going so fast.
Larry did his 1,000 meters and the sled push in under 5 minutes.
Oh, I believe it.
Total.
We were watching.
And he had sub 2 minutes on the push, I think. And
Yeah.
Like 3 something.
Like a minute 30.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah,
and
we
then
were
he ran like a
watching him.
3:20 or something on the lap.
Jeez.
So I
Yeah.
think it was under 5 minutes.
Like we were sitting there talking, and he was coming on his second like station, and he was doing the run, and I was talking to one of the girls, and we saw him come by, cheered him on, and then I started talking, and then way too soon he comes back around, and she goes, "Did we not just
See him?
Did we not just see him?" I was like, no, we just saw him, and here he is, like the Terminator.
Yeah, he
And
was
then
in. He was locked in, bro.
Who's like right in behind him? Here comes Stern. Phew. I'm like, okay.
He was locked in, and so I think after him was Tommy. He did the sled pull, and then Carlos went, and I was over there on the bike. I was trying to stay warm, and I was walking away because they were kicking me out because I guess they were shutting that down. And Carlos is running toward me, and I'm like throwing my hands up, like cheering him on. He was giving me this look of just like sheer like confusion, like what's going on? What is he doing?
I heard you, but I didn't see you.
Yeah,
So
it's that old age and old eyes.
that's
I was
it.
too far away.
100%.
Just a big blue blob.
We'll just,
So then you did the burpees,
yep.
right? And then freaking Larry went off again
On the rower.
and on that rower. And I think when I got it, you did the lunges, right?
Yeah.
So you were in front of the Believe team,
Okay.
but their guy took off. And so the guy was behind you, and their lead guy took off before I did and touched the other guy's hand.
Okay.
So, but I don't know if he went off too soon or maybe I went off too late. Maybe I just went off too late or something.
Okay.
Because I thought you had to be past a certain place before I took off.
Got you.
Right. So then I hit the hand, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try to see if I can do my best to stay behind him, and I'll
Yeah.
just try to beat him on the wall balls or what have you. So, because I was a little nervous with my calf. So, but I made it through. I was good. Didn't hurt myself anymore. And then I think that adrenaline and that like hype and that energy, I was in the front. I think I was in the front, very first one too, right? The first bay for the wall balls
You were in the first bay, but you were a couple down though from the first
from the
bay.
other guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I passed him on the run, I was able to pass him on the run. But like when I got in there, like I don't know, I think it was just the frustration of the weekend, the hype of the event. Like I was like, if I can beat this guy, I think we'll win.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like all of that together.
Finish the weekend strong.
Finish strong. Yeah. So I think that's why. And then also I was thinking, you remember when we did Fort Lauderdale relay? I did the wall balls
Yeah.
and we crossed the finish line, and like Lauren's all like, "Yeah," and you're like all laughing and smiling.
You have
Jamie's all
crazy
excited.
eyes, and you look like death.
I look like I look like I had just been like murdered. I'm just like so dead, dragging
That's
across.
a really good finisher
My
photo.
tongue is hanging out. All three of y'all are just like living life,
I think yes, living. We look like
just celebrating.
you know,
and I was like, I'm not doing that picture again.
we look
I'm
like
coming
a
in.
Mentos commercial.
Yes.
except you.
Yeah. So I was like, no, I'm coming in like I own this place. So
Yeah, someone said, I don't know if it's Tommy, was like, let him go first. So we let you kind of go first.
oh, you did? He did?
Yeah, someone said, so we all kind of held back.
Let him have this.
Let you run through it. After 100 wall balls, we gave you that shining moment.
I
there.
appreciate that. That's very nice of you. That's very nice. I love the sympathy they gave me.
That doesn't sound a little sad at all.
Oh, he needs this, guys. He needs this.
He needs
this.
the win.
If he falls up, going up that they will catch him.
Yeah. You guys
didn't-
You
are
won't
awesome.
catch him if he's going up. You're just gonna watch it happen.
Nothing
We're
better
gonna
than
push him
having
over
great
the edge.
friends.
Yes,
Nothing
sir.
better than having great friends.
We have to
So.
carry him over. Be
Well,
ready, guys.
I want to say thank you guys. It was an amazing weekend. It was so good. Like I sent a message out to the coaches and I was like, man, thanks guys. Like my heart is full. My body is exhausted. And I'm so joyful and blessed, like and thankful for the weekend because it was such a great weekend. And those are the moments that kind of help reinvigorate you when you put so much into what you're doing, and it those things really do help to kind of reinvigorate you to keep moving forward. So, thanks to all the coaches, thanks to, all the athletes that went out there and did so well. If you volunteered, thank you so much. If you showed up, you did a great job. To all the spectators, everybody, it was so awesome. So I really appreciated it. And thank you for making BC look so good. And you made yourself look great as well, I feel like. Onward and upward, man. I'm excited to see what's next.
It almost makes the meth lab thing worth it.
No.
I was trying.
No.
Silver lining.
Little jab at the end.
Yeah. I told somebody at church or whatever about it, and they're like, oh, man, maybe God was trying to tell you something. I was like, is that really how it works?
What would he have been trying to tell you?
That's exactly right.
Like,
I'm
what is throwing a meth lab teaching you?
Yeah. I think they're like, don't miss church on Sunday.
Oh.
I was like, okay, I'm going to remember that next time you go on vacation.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, anything else, guys?
No, I think that's it. Just like I think what you said, just, blessed. Weekend felt blessed.
Yep, for sure. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for coming in. If you haven't tried HYROX, you should give it a shot. I mean, you probably can't race this year because they're all sold out. But I would say put it on your radar, and you can definitely get in on it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You might still be able to get into Atlanta. I think they opened that second day up, so there's still a few left. So if you're thinking about it, now would be a great time to do it. Check us out, like I said, at the HYROX Run Club this Sunday at 5 p.m. at Klein Memorial. Mm-hmm. You can sign up on our website, or you can also sign up on the app if you have the app. Mm-hmm. Just look forward to this big announcement we're going to bring out. I feel like Lauren has something she really wants to say. She's holding her hand up and looking at me like a crazy person. So what's up?
I was just going to say on the HYROX, you can go ahead and put on your calendar. They have announced the dates for Dallas, November 21st, 2nd, and 3rd. And make sure you mark those calendar dates down. And as soon as they announce it, do not wait long to buy your ticket, because it's not if it will sell out. As always, it is how fast will it sell out. It's a 3-day event, and from what I've talked to some people, they are speculating some off-the-chart numbers of athletes.
And it's probably going to happen.
And I think it'll definitely happen. It's going to be a big event. Yep. 3 days, people.
Yep. Some good time. So, all right, guys, if you have the ability to do so, if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you go onto our YouTube page and follow us on YouTube. You can share it, it helps us so very much. And then if you have the ability, please, you can also be a supporter of the show, become a member, Patreon member, by going to patreon.com/runningwithjames. So thanks, guys, for coming in. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. And remember, if you can change your mind,
you can change your life.
Change your mind, change your life.